Do you ever feel like you're too serious on camera? Here's how to act natural. So the point of acting natural on camera is a couple of fold, and I've got a couple of pros and cons. But essentially what you want to do when acting natural on camera is to be able to engage your audience, to be able to be seen as human and approachable. Because when you run a business, and a lot of business owners may know this, is that people see this as a large corporation or outside of their reach, when usually a lot of small businesses, especially in Australia, are sole traders or they have a couple of employees, but they're fairly small productions. And when you're doing videos, especially for example like this, you want to be able to connect organically and genuinely with your audience. Because this does a few things. This also puts you in front of mind. So whenever someone needs video work, for example, they know, oh, I remember I watched Zoe's live a couple of days ago. I'll talk to her about getting some video done, for example. Or, for example, there's a gentleman I love to follow. I think it's Geelong Cables on Instagram. On Instagram stories, I will post the stuff below. He does a lot of daily vlog style stuff on Instagram in this form of stories, and it's really nice to watch him do his thing and what's behind the aspects, because even though personally I probably won't need any cabling or industrial cabling done in the next probably while, but I'm still going to have him in the front of my mind for when anyone requires it, or any of my clients or any of my friends need it. So I can just say, oh, there's this dude, he's in the front of my mind. And also, because I'm doing these videos, or because you do these videos fairly regularly, people are seeing your face, they're connecting with you on a personal level, and they begin to trust you, which obviously means sales and ROI. So to do videos like this and to act natural, to do this, you need to be able to act natural in front of the camera, not be stilted, not be shy, not be falling down. And I know that's a bit easier said than done. But some of the cons of being natural on camera is obviously the time that it takes to prepare, the time that it takes to build up your confidence, and the time that it takes to actually sit down and do a video. And for some people, it's building up that confidence and that self-confidence in yourself to be able to look at the camera and look at your audience and say, you can trust me. You can believe me. I am the expert in my field. You can trust me. That's essentially what you're doing. So what we're going to get to do is we're going to get to some talking points. I know, it's a joke. So the first thing that you want to do to act natural on camera, to begin preparing to act natural on camera, is to first of all prepare. So the one of the top things of stopping people from getting on camera is feeling a sense of dread of being unprepared, being not ready, not being capable to do this. So what you need to do is to prepare yourself. So by doing this, that you can do a couple of things. Now, I'm going to mention a few freebies and a few downloads that I have, which will be located below for if I talk about this and it's interesting to you. But essentially what I'm going to be talking about is two things that I use almost every workshop and I give to almost all my clients. There's a thing called the quick script and the before I press record checklist. Now, it's in digital form, but you can print them off for use. But essentially, what the quick script does, it allows you to think about your message and plan what you're going to talk about before you hit record. So this gives you the confidence to act natural because you know what you're going to talk about. You've already got your points down. For example, this is the one I'm using today. I've got my points down, I've got my message, I know what I'm going to talk about, and how I'm going to finish off the video. I'm going to leave you there. So I've already got that there, and I'm already feeling a lot more comfortable, relaxed, and natural because I've already got all of my notes there. And then the second thing is the checklist, which was this bit I showed you. So this checklist is a uniform checklist that can help you figure out stuff before a video. So it helps you think about stuff like location and stabilization of your camera, but also thinking about lighting, thinking about sound, thinking about visual, thinking about your message. Who are you talking to? Do I feel okay? Am I stressed? Am I uptight? Do I feel relaxed? I keep hitting the table. So having that checklist before you go a lot of things happen, but essentially the end result is before you hit record, be it for a live or an actual video, you feel relaxed because you already know what you're going to talk about. You've already prepared everything else, so anything else goes wrong, you'll be prepared for it and you'll feel relaxed and calm. To feel natural, and especially for humans, we like to interact with people by eyesight. We like to interact with them by hand gestures, especially me, and very much an Italians in the room. Whoop, whoop. And making sure that you smile and showing your teeth. Now, some people I know are a bit embarrassed about how they look. You shouldn't be embarrassed about how you look because it's not about how you look. Even with a couple of clients of mine who are makeup artists and who live in a profession of visual beauty, it's about being you and about being approachable. People want to come to you because you're the expert, because they're on your level. So hopefully you're on their level too when they come to you for help, because that's essentially what your customers are coming to. They have a problem, they need it fixed. You are the expert to help. Are you there to help them or serve them? Or are you thinking about your ego? I know, hard-hitting stuff. And then the second thing I want you to do while you're prepared, so obviously you've done all the technical stuff, I like to call it. So you've thought about your message, thought about it not in a whole lot of detail, just in dot points enough to keep you going. And you've already gone through your checklist, like, okay, I've got my lights, I've got my cameras, I've got action. But you still need to work on yourself. Because even though it's about your customer, it's not about your ego, you still need to perform. You still need to communicate. So what I highly recommend you doing is sitting there with your eyes closed, if you can, and not meditate as such, but just visualize yourself doing the video just in front of yourself. So just imagine, say for example, have you ever slept in of a morning and you just visualize yourself going through your day, and then you wake up and you realize, oh bugger, I haven't actually gotten out of bed yet. I haven't done any of those things. Ugh. It's very much like that, but in a more positive format. So what I want you to do is to visualize yourself doing the video, either the live or the recording, and you visualize yourself doing it. You visualize yourself talking through the points. You visualize yourself smiling. You visualize yourself looking through the lens of the camera. And doing that gives you a sense of, A, I've done this before, so it should be easy. So it gives yourself a little bit of physical confidence. And also, because you've already gone through that visualization stage, you should be able to knock off all the points and go, okay, this feels familiar, this feels normal. And even if you haven't done it before, having that visualization in your head of how this would go, even if it ends up being totally fake, you still are relaxed and feel more natural and calm in yourself because you've already done it. Your brain has already tricked your body that you've already done this before. So make sure that you go through that process, as always using, also using the quick script and checklist, but making sure that you go through the process in your mind of, how am I going to do this? Am I going to smile? Am I going to greet everyone? How am I going to go through this before you even do it? So then you feel more relaxed and you feel a lot more sure of what you're going to do. And even if your mind goes blank, you can still, okay, I've done this before. I'll just look at my script and here we go. And always think about, especially when you visualize, think about your customer. So I also have a freebie for a customer avatar, which I'm probably going to put in this as well. But what I'm talking about when I'm talking about a customer avatar is someone that you can focus on very distinctly, even if they're real or not, but someone that you can focus on to talk to. Because whenever, you're at a presentation or whenever you're watching a video and the person is speaking over you or they're speaking around you but not at you, that's not what video is for. Video is to be connecting one-on-one with someone. You could, someone could be watching a video with a whole bunch of their family or friends or even at a presentation, but people want to be spoken to as if they are individuals. And especially your clients, no matter what business or industry you're in, we want to be seen as individuals. So hopefully when you communicate via video, you do it on a more personalized level and make sure that you think about your customer in vivid detail, so when you speak to them, you can answer their questions and solve their problems and serve, because that's what we're doing in small business. All right, third thing. Remember, any questions below? So, third thing. Now, some of you may know this from me. Practice, practice, practice. So, no one is perfect first off. And if you are, I'm very dubious if you haven't done that before. But essentially what I mean by practice is that, for example, for this setup today, I practiced yesterday by setting everything up. I researched like all hell. I practiced everything before going ahead. I practiced my script. I, practiced how I would look. I practiced being this natural and being this confident. So then when it came time to hit the live button, I had that confidence in myself that I've done this before, I've practiced, I know what I'm doing. Now, obviously, this is my first time doing a live of this type of caliber. I'm not going to be perfect, and neither should you. So hopefully when you're practicing, you'll get over that any initial fears that you have about maybe how you look, how much of an expert you are, any imposter syndrome, giving yourself that confidence of, okay, I've done this so many times before, I'll just chill and enjoy myself and move around. And while you're practicing, it doesn't have to be perfect, because if it is, you'll never get it done. So if you keep practicing and even going live and maybe on your personal profile or maybe with a few friends and family, or even going like this on a regular basis, you're perfecting your ability to communicate and also perfecting your ability to feel natural because you've done it so many times before. Like doing your job, like working in your business. You feel confident what you're doing because hopefully you love it. And if you don't, I'm a bit worried. But you actually love what you're doing to the point where it's second nature to you. You enjoy doing it. So hopefully you would enjoy doing video too. Yes, I've gone through all my notes. And look at that. Beautiful. I'm checking my times. So, just to summarize, when acting natural on camera, you need to first think of preparing yourself, being the technical aspect of your message and your checklist, making sure that you go through the process. Step 2, visualize yourself doing the live or video and having the process done. So going through the process step by step in your mind to the point where it's complete and it's done. And your brain has already convinced your body that the video is done, and therefore you'll feel more relaxed because you've already done this before. And third, make sure you keep practicing. It doesn't have to be perfect. Make sure you keep practicing, either by yourself or, for example, hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You can join the Video Confidence Crew on Facebook, where it's a community of like-hearted small business owners where we come together and you can practice your video and we all give each other encouraging feedback and help you perfect yourself and help you practice. That was what my call to action was. I just realized that the Video Confidence Crew, you can search it on Facebook, but it's a community that I'd love you to join. It's a beautiful community and a lot of Geelong business owners in there as well, but we have a few internationals in there as well. And I want to bring you all together so you can learn a few things from me, obviously, but learn from each other. Because small business isn't easy and video isn't easy. But if you have a playground to practice and achieve more, then you'll be able to do it well with your customer. And, oh yes, my other call to action is make sure you download the freebies below. So if any of this has interested you or engaged you in any way, make sure you check out the freebies below. I'll be responding to any comments, like text-wise, and as I said, if it's a bit more of a personal question, feel free to email me, text me, DM me, inbox me, whatever makes you comfortable. So you can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on YouTube, all under Video Confidence Coach. So make sure you check that out. We don't have a website just yet, but we're getting there really soon. And following my own advice, making sure I say goodbye in my own special way. So I'm going to say goodbye. Cheers, and thank you for watching. Hope you have a good video. Hope you have a great day. Bye. Making sure I press that button.